Hello and welcome to Cunty Makeup. This look we're going to feature Danessa's new palette. Now if you've never heard of Danessa's game, Danessa is a professional artist, a diva, okay? Puts her love, her soul, her craft into her makeup brand. This is a palette that I don't think anybody would ever regret buying. And you're like, okay, it's just a palette. No, honey. Let me just give you a little show and tell. So this comes off. It's a mirror. You have your little cover here. Gorgeous shadows. Each one of these palettes can pop out. You can customize the big palette or those shadows that we just pulled out stack on top of each other, and they're magnetic. And not only that, but the mirror itself, boop, pops on top, magnetic as well. And lastly, she has a little pouch to protect your palettes. This part, also magnetic. And this stack goes whoop right into the pouch. So yeah, she is just amazing. I love her. Now on to the makeup look itself. First off, I am Divina, your diva, your sister, your baddie, who is a little woo-woo in the head, and I only have diva intentions for you. What is cunty makeup? It is expression, it's drama. To me, it's like being a whimsical baddie, empowering makeup, fun makeup. Honestly, it's whatever you want it to be, as long as it's you, with your attitude. You and your special sparkle. Everything is just cunty and diva to me, I don't care. First, I have my foundation, my brows, my concealer, and my contour on. I'm moisturizing my lips because it's really annoying after you're done your makeup and your lips are not prepped, especially if you have chapped lips like I do. So apply your balm before continuing on your makeup look. I received a bunch of these Kulfi lip gloss balms and they're so moisturizing. So I just use this as like an overnight lip mask. I want to do some really pink cheeks because that is diva to me. So I'm going to use the Sechu Cheek Stay In. So over here you have a little pink nipple. You twist up to said diva nipple and then you just blot. Diffuse fluffy blending brush, then stipple blot in. It just blends in so gorgeously. 1 out of 2 blushes. I'm gonna add a nipple more. Giving plum. You see how it like retains that glow or just gives you glow? Ooh, ah, ooh, ah, ooh. Now I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Face Bond Blush Suede. Super duper pink, super cute. Tap that in wherever your brush touches first. That has the most pigment. Blend by tapping that down. I pretty much want this actually on my whole cheek. I love blush. I love blush. It is a good idea to layer your blushes. It gives it that depth and dimension. I always go back into like reinforce the makeup because once you add the colors over on top, it can kind of make the other products recede. But it's nice because you have control of what more colors you want to pop. When I think of diva, when I think of cunty makeup, I think pink, giving some girly pop. Honestly, I'm just gonna go everywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Cannot stop the diva. To set the under eyes and to create that gradient, Huda Booty. This is her new one. It's her Easy Bake. It's a duo. Each twist will give you something different, so you can combine the two, or you can just use one side and have it not go over to the other side and mix. And another twist will lock both of them. Use the pink side powder, that lovely pink blossom powder, in the back of the cap. Now a nice little powder puff. Copious amount of pink powder. Have it on the back of my hand. Under the eyes. Pat, 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 pat. Boom, other side. And we're not sweeping or using too much pressure. We're always being light and tapping, patting it on to blend. And you can do this after the eye makeup as well. I just chose to do this now. Huh. Pink Panther, pink puss. Now before continuing to cunt, I'm going to use the One Size Boucle Silk Powder. This is one lovely powder. For this, it's not really for coverage, but it's more so giving you a very natural skin finish. If you think of silky matte, satin matte, this is what I would describe it as. Into the very oily areas. It'll tone it down, but it still gives you that skin finish. Patrick Star ate with this one, honestly. If you need like a nice powder that is for everyday makeup, but you don't want it to be too matte or too dewy, this. It's very soft, tones down that extra shine that you don't want, but keeps your skin, just like skin, luminous. Add primer. Applying this generously wherever I want that shadow to grip. Add that lightly in. Do not rub. Now what is a diva cunty tutorial without some diva cunty technique? If you want a better blending game for your shadow, use any translucent powder or any powder, even foundation powder. And then you're just gonna lightly dip in and then gently sweep that all over your lids. What this does is that it evens out that base Sometimes when you apply the eye primer, in some areas it is too tacky or one area is too dry, and this just makes everything evened out. Eye makeup, just gonna pop this out. For these shadows, I can pop out so you can customize the shades from the other mini palettes. I took it apart, I've seen it. I don't know why I forgot that there was names on the back of this. When I was listing my makeup products, I thought I had to individually pop these out to be the back. And they have it there too, which resulted in me scraping my nail across. Medium size blending brush. This one is from Fenty, one of my favorite blending brushes. I will list all the products in the description as I always do. Gently taps into the shadow. I feel like this shadow in the palette can just match with any of the shimmers. Like, she made it easy for you to play with these shimmers and metallics and chromes. Just beautiful. She thinks of every step. My God. All over my lid. And I mean all over. Like, I'm surpassing a little bit of the corner of my eye in here, almost to like the socket, you know, like right next to the bridge of my nose, and then carrying it up all the way to my brow. And I'm switching from tapping the pigment in and then lightly sweeping back and forth. And very, very light hand, please. And wherever that brush is going to hit on your lid is where most of the pigment is going to go. So I like to put it right in the middle. That is where I want the most depth. If you have thick eyelids like I do and you feel like there's too much drag, you see how much my skin moves here, like there's a lot of skin there, you can use your finger and then gently lift your eye. It's better if you have a little powder puff to lift so it doesn't disrupt any of the makeup, and this just stretches your skin so that there's not much skin like moving back and forth, there's no tugging. It's a smoother surface to work on, and you'll see how much your blending looks more blended. When you add that translucent powder or powder foundation as the base before you work your shadow in, your shadows might seem a bit lighter. I personally don't mind that because it gives me more control of how much pigment I can add, but I know some might not like it because it's like, oh my God, I have to work in so many layers. So try both, see which one you like. So excited for this look. Like, imagine walking out in this in-depth brown, smoky, glittered up eye look and wearing like a bitchy little heel. Ugh. With a short, compact, rounded brush, same brown, then lightly under eye area here. And again with a light hand, just sweeping back and forth, tapping that in. Now for my Asian eyes, I find that going halfway is the best for definition. The outer corner to the middle, like pupil of my eye, and I stop there. And then go back in and I give a little bit more pigment to that outer corner. This is so puss. This is big vulva energy. Only a woman, only a queen can create something this stunning. This is not even like a deep swatch. This is just like a touch and it's like, oh, I'm actually kind of scared. I might be too much pigment. Start from the inner corner of my eye and just like, I'm gonna lightly touch it. I'm gonna lightly. That is just a light touch. I want this shimmer to touch right at my lash line. Gently brush that going with the curve of my eye. A flat brush, blend that into the brown. And this is just gonna give a nice fade into your beautiful eyes. And there's still that much on my pinky. Really going tight. Try not to touch your eyeball. Inner corner here, you're gonna think like you're drawing a liner, so keep it tight and thin and then add more afterwards. These shadows you can really work with because you can just tap it and it becomes dispersed glitter, or you can blend it out and it becomes this highlighted wet look. So beautiful. It also gives you enough working time, but then once it sets, it really sets, like it'll last all day. Glitter is falling down a little bit. It's like you're crying glitter because it's so fab. And if you want a stronger look, Danessa, again, this is her color stick. One side is metallic, the other is a foil. And you're like, oh, what a lovely stick. Yeah. Gets even lovelier, cuntier. For this one, you can take it apart and you can stack any other color stick. Customizable and travel friendly. Pigment packed. Okay, if you see any type of caps for your cosmetics or your skincare, make sure that you keep it because it keeps it fresh and from spoiling. There was one time that I removed one of the caps. I just thought maybe it's for shipping. In the next week or so, it dried out. When you take the cap off, I usually just put this in here so that it doesn't fly somewhere else. And then afterwards, just dump it back out. Do you want to see how glorious this is? Like, you cannot tell me that that is not beautiful. Lightly over the lid again, and then focusing a lot of it in the inner corner. Wet foil finish. You can add it under my eye as well. The bridge of my nose, using a dark shadow to define the eyes, just a little wing. And then I usually stamp it close to my lash line Again, it's gonna stop in the middle of my pupil. Spiky lashes. So I cut lashes that are spiky and I layered them up, stacked them together, and I used the Got To Be super glue, squish them together. For the lash glue, applying to where I want that lash to go so I don't risk the glue on the actual lash. So wherever I applied that glue, that is exactly where this lash is going to go. So much easier. If it's not spiky enough and you feel like there's gaps, take mascara and then add it with a wand to those gaps and then squish it together, that explains why there's black on my fingers. If you have very weird lashes like mine that it curves into the lid, like curves into itself, very unruly lashes, then underneath the lash is probably easier. If you find that your lash isn't going in right, rip on it and give it a little wiggle. It might find its way. Now the top lashes are done, bottom lashes. Do not forget the bottom lashes. My favorite mascara ever is Maybelline Sky High. This is the best. I always use this for my bottom lashes. It just gives that nice spiky look. And I think I need to open a new tube because this one has very little product left. For mascaras, you want to coat, go back and forth, up and down, underneath the lash and over the lash. Like I'm massaging my bottom lashes to get it really coated. It's such a small step, but really makes a difference to the eyes. Judy Doll, this donut of a highlighter. Coating my ring finger, and I'm gonna add a touch of it under the arch of my brow. It is on my nose too. Yeah. Lip liner from ABH. This is Mocha. I'm not going into detail with this, so this isn't really sharpened. And take your finger and then blend it out. And in some areas, if I want just a tad more definition there, I'm gonna add that in. Now obviously a diva needs gloss. And then no lipstick, just gloss. I'm using Half Magic Beauty. And that is it for the Kanti makeup. You are now diagnosed with ADHD.